Welcome back. Right, that video was getting too long, so my director had to cut that thing short so we can take a comfort break and then come back. Now we're back. Now we're going to be looking at interest, talent, interest, and passion. So just to recap, we said that if you can turn your talent, your interest, and your passion into a profitable career, we said that is the best place to be. Okay, so we defined what talent means. We said talent means a natural ability to be good at something, and we also highlighted the example. So the whole idea is that by now you should be asking yourself, you're getting some kind of clarity as to areas where you have natural abilities for. And now I want to talk about interest. Interest is defined as the feeling of wanting to give your attention to something. The feeling of wanting to give your attention to something. You know, you sit back and you see certain things and you think, I kind of like that. You know, for example, activists. You know, you just hate injustice. I used to know a particular lady. She worked for 3 different organizations and then took the 3 different organizations to court. You know, on one of those occasions, it had nothing to do with her. She was fighting for somebody else. So she has an interest in okay, she's not wanting to become an activist, but it's some kind of activity, so to speak. You know, people who just they don't like inequality. All right, they just hate injustice. You know, people who kind of carry placards, you know, and protest during the G8 summit, G20 summit. People they are cold and they are shivering, but they still carry placards. They have interest. That's interest. Okay, but I will come back and talk about the difference between interest and passion. But with interest, it's just a feeling, and that feeling can be dormant, and that feeling can be may stay unactivated. All right, may stay inactive. All right, like a volcano, it stays inactive for a very long time. Okay, so activists, traveling. Have you noticed some people? They always collect travel magazines. My wife is like that. Right? There are 2 magazines she loves collecting. She loves reading about houses and watching house hunting, House Under Hammer on TV, and then she likes collecting brochures on traveling. My wife loves traveling. Okay, so she has interest in traveling. Now, why am I saying all this? Because these are the areas that if you connect your passion or your interest to, if you can turn that into a profitable career, you will be excited every day. All right, take for example Tiger Woods. I mean, think about it. Tiger Woods won a major or won the Masters one night. The next morning he was on a golf course practicing. Who does that? That's someone that has a natural ability for something and has done something with it. Okay, so coaching. Maybe you just love helping people. You just love helping people. You love supporting people. That's an interest. Okay, photography. That's another interest. I know someone who makes 6-figure income from photography, and there are so many people like that. How about fashion? Right? You may have interest in fashion. Maybe you see someone, say, well, hang on a minute, that color doesn't quite go with that skirt, or that top doesn't quite go with those trousers. Is that you? All right. So what are you interested in? Now, if I said interest, you may not do anything about it, but it always catches your attention. You always linger on when you see these things. You always pay a little bit of attention. Now the thing is that the reason why you are not doing anything about it is because you've not come to a program like this. Tip: talent, interest, and passion into profitable career. And so that's what I want to try and get going with you. So I want to try and scramble your little mind, and let's see if you can move that interest into a passion. So what's the difference between interest and passion? Well, Passion means extreme interest, all right? Like in the case of Moses. Oh, talking about Moses, I'll tell you this story. So in interest, we mentioned talk about being an activist. Look at Moses. He had interest, okay? And there was something he was interested in, the way that the people of Israel were being treated unfairly in Egypt. Okay? So it was a dormant interest. He was paying attention for a very long time. He was watching the injustice. And then one day, it grew to become an extreme interest. He became passionate about it. And that drove him to do what? He committed murder. So before you commit murder, we have to make sure we channel your energy into a productive cause. That's what it's all about. All right. So passion is extreme interest, all right, or wish for doing something. All right. When we talk about extreme interest, it comes with a sense of urgency. I have to do this and do this now. That's passion. All right. You think about it every night, every day. You read about it, you talk about it, like people are fanatical about football, that's what passion is. Okay, so now that's all about definitions today. We have looked about talent, interest, and passion. We said talent is a natural ability to be good at something you were not trained to do. We said interest is a feeling that stays in there, catches your attention, makes you linger on, gets you excited, but you don't do anything about it, okay? So feeling of wanting to give your attention to something. And then we said passion is extreme interest in something or wish for doing something. So those are the three things we're talking about. And then we've given you some categories here to think about. Now, what do I want you to do? I want you to take a pen and paper and list these items out, all right? But list them out in order of priority, the ones that you have passion for. What exactly is it that keeps you up at night? What exactly do you think that there's kind of compulsion, a sense of urgency, an obsession, okay, that really gets you going, all right? So whether you're a doctor, lawyer, accountant, or whatever it is you do, sitting behind your desk, we want to try and create a profitable career out of these areas. So I call it tip: talent, interest, and passion into a profitable career. The fact is, if you do not give yourself a tip, you will end up in a pit: passion, interest, and talent. All right, so that's me done in this session, and I will see you in other videos.